And I started punching her. Pow. I walking up to my sister like, what up, what up, what up? What's the deal, YouTube? It's right back with another motherfucking video. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, subscribe and click the bell. No, click the bell. Yeah, click the bell. If it ain't on this side, then. Today, I'll be doing a story time on first time I got into a fight. And the times after that, because I ain't really been in that many fights. It all started on a day for me. So I was in the 5th grade and we lived in Tennessee. We was only about people around. So of course people think they could just say whatever they want to say to us because they white and we black. So I was in the 5th grade. I was 10 and I was outside with this girl and a whole bunch of their friends. Anyways, I was outside with this girl and her friend. I was friends with her. I was friends with her and we was outside and I don't know if it was the same day, but somebody else had beat her up. Well, they was like, I bet you I could beat you up one hand. So they was like, they put their hand behind their back and kept their hand behind their back and was really beating her up. It was funny, but I can't really tell you why it was funny, but she was mad about that, right? So we just standing there. They friends. We just standing there and they talking, and we gonna call the girl controller. She really was a controller right there. She kept hitting me with this bike. Like she kept running into my leg with the bike, and she kept doing it too. And I'm like, bro, stop hitting me with this bike. So I'm standing like right here and she right here. This her. But I'm like, if you keep hitting me with that bike, I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna slap you. Something. I don't know what I said. It was 10 years ago. So she kept hitting me with the bike. So the next time she hit me with the bike, I slapped her. And when I slapped her, I ain't gonna say I just slapped her once. It wasn't no bullying because I told her to stop, and I told her if she kept hitting me with the bike, I was gonna slap her. So she kept hitting me with the bike. So I slapped her, and I kept slapping her like I guess I was just tired of her because she always had something to say. She always did whatever she wanted to do. I was just tired of that. So I was just like, bro, okay, pow, I slapped her. So after that, like she ran to her house. We lived behind her house. We lived on a different street than her. She lived like right here, right? And she lived right here. And we live right here. So we lived on this street and she lived on that street. Her street go connect to her street. So she lived on that street, we lived on this street. But the backyard of our houses was behind her house. We lived in townhouses and she lived in a house. Her mom and her siblings. So we back there. So she run home and pick up. It was a construction site behind our house. We live in townhouse, so they was building more townhouses back there, but they weren't building them yet. She picked up this big white pole and was chasing my sister down the street with it because she was mad that I slapped her. But after I slapped her, it was a little boy in the house. I was like, you seen that? You seen that? I was some cocky jump. I was like, you seen that? You seen that? And he was like, yeah, because he had to be in house. He was little though, like he was like 6, I was 10, so he was little, but he was still my little friend. I don't know what happened to him or the little boy that lived next door to him. But that happened. I told my mom, I was like, okay, I slapped her up. Fast forward, mind you, I'm still friends with her after this, right? We go to the same school. She lived right down the street. Really, all I can say is I was really just using her because I ain't had nobody else to go over because my best friend family was racist, so I couldn't go over her house with her people. So I just went over her house. I ain't had nowhere else to go. I ain't had no other friends, so I just went over her house. Not gonna say that was right, but she wasn't right either. So it was another time where we was at school, and it was like a school module. I'm in the 5th grade, so it wasn't really no big deal or nothing. But it was just like my sister had saved up all these little things. You remember when we go to school, and it used to be like every year or something, you can go get something, or you win a raffle or something, you can go get something out the bookstore. I don't know if they still got that, and I forgot what it was called. And my sister had got one of them, you know, the little pointy finger things, right? She had paid her money for that, and controller was like, if you give me this, I'll buy y'all whatever y'all want from the store. So I forgot what had happened. I think she said she was gonna buy her something from the store, and she didn't buy her nothing from the store. So, and she took it anyway. And I was like, give my sister her stuff back. No, like, give her stuff back. I don't know why you keep saying, why you not giving her stuff back? You said you was gonna get her stuff back. Why you still ain't giving her stuff back? Like, stop playing with my sister. She spent her money on that, and you're not gonna get her stuff back. So she was like, no. She was like, no. And she ran home. Now, mind you, we live right behind her house. She ran home. We in a field. It's dark outside. We in a field. And she was like, no. So when she said no, I was like, what you mean no? So she ran in the house. When she ran in the house, I ran in the house after her, and I was like, controller, give my sister her stuff back. And she like, no, I'm not giving her nothing. She white, mind you. So I go in her house. The door, of course, their doors unlocked. They don't never lock their doors. But of course, the door unlocked. So I run in her house after her. I was like, you're not gonna get my sister her stuff? She was like, no. So she went upstairs and she hid it. After she hid it, I don't know what she did with it and where she put it. Her mama boyfriend in the house. Her mama and her mama best friend is upstairs in a room next to her room. So we go up there, and she was like, I'm not giving her nothing to her stepdaddy. I was like, Craig, tell her to give my sister her stuff. He was like, it's nothing I can do about that. What you mean it's nothing you can do about that? Ain't no way it's nothing you can do about that. You could do something about it, because for one, you can tell her to give her stuff back. For two, ain't no you can't do nothing about it if she's just sitting up here stealing, and you supposed to be her stepdad. Like, what? So I go in there where her mama at, and I was like, can you tell your daughter to give me my stuff? Because why she sitting up here trying to be petty about something? Her mama flat out ignoring me, not saying nothing to me. Like, her mama is in there with her best friend, and they watching some old videos that they saw, and they ain't paying us no attention. So I'm in there yelling like, give me my stuff, give my sister stuff, and she like, no, I'm not giving you nothing. So the next thing I know, she take it and she lick all over it, just licking all over it. So when she did that, of course I got mad, I got heated. I'm like, ugh. So she licking all over it, and she like, you ain't getting nothing. So you know what I did after she licked it? I was like, oh, that's how you playing it, bet. So mind you, I can't never say I was in the wrong or I was in the right, but I feel like I was in the right, because you're not finna steal from my little sister. I don't care if she says you can have it, this, that, and third. You not finna just steal from my sister. So she licking all over it. So when she did that, I just went over there and I started punching her. Pow, 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 pow. I'm like, so you not gonna get my sister? Whoop. And she never hit me back. And I'm not about to sit up here and lie. She never hit me back. Which, I just think she was scared of me. But I don't think she was really scared of me. She was scared to the point where she wasn't going to hit me. But she wasn't scared to the point where, because she was my bully. She was my bully, but I was her bully as well. Like, She used to bully us so bad. Like, she would just talk crazy, calling us all type of N-words, all type of B's and all that. She was like really like the bully for real. And like, I just was tired of her. Like, mind you, like, you sitting up here, you doing all this, you doing all that, and you thinking you controlling something, but you're really not. And I wasn't with that. Like, you gonna take my sister's stuff and we're not gonna give it back to her. So after I beat her up, I got my stuff and I left out her house. Mind you, her mama sitting in the next room. Like, she's sitting in the next room. She ain't say nothing. We on the same floor. She really sitting in the same room, because the room right there didn't have no door. The room is like this. Oh my god. And controller room is like right here, right? You go through this door right here. Her mama on this side of the door, literally right here, sitting on that side of the door, not even that far from the door. Her mama don't say nothing. How am I in here putting my hands on your daughter and you come out here and don't say nothing? You that into an old video that you can't say nothing? No, she never came out there and said nothing, like, at all. And I'm like, me as a 10-year-old, right? I should not be able to come in your house and beat your daughter up and leave out. You never said nothing. That goes to show that she never really liked her daughter, because there's absolutely no way that you would just like, okay, yep, she could beat her up and I ain't gonna say nothing. Fast forward, we go outside, and then it's this big dog. We had to run home. I ain't even scared of the dog. That dog was huge and it was black and we really couldn't see it, but it was right there. So we had to run home. Fast forward to another time. I ain't gonna say we was gonna beat her up. I was finna fight her that day, because so she tried to set my best friend up, and then when she tried to set her up, she came out the room. Well, she came out her house and was talking all this junk, but she would not get out her yard. Like, I'm not about to just run in her house. This when I was in 11th grade. I'm not about to just run in her house. I'm not finna say nothing to her. We gonna stand here and wait on her, because it was like we see her house right here, right? And it's this curb, so we not about to go on her property. She not about to call the police on us, because she kept saying she was gonna call the police on us. So then her mama best friend, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I keep saying best friend. Like, her mama best friend come and was like, if y'all don't leave, I'm gonna call the police on y'all. I'm like, you can call the police if you want to. We still gonna sit out here and wait on her to come out this property. That's what we're going to do. So whether you like it or not, we still gonna be sitting out here waiting on her, and that's what you're going to know, sweetie. So as we waiting, she never come back out the house. So it's getting dark. We gotta go in the house. I'm 11 years old. Of course, I gotta go in the house. Next time, I was on punishment, right? I was on punishment, and she, for some reason, she didn't like my sister, because my sister said something to her about hitting her little brother or saying something. Her little brother was black, and she racist in the mud. When I was younger, I never peeped that she was racist, but now I really peeped that she was racist. Because why would you be calling your black friends niggas and all of this? You saying all this wild junk. You saying all of that. Why would you be calling them N-words and always got something to say about their race, and you would just be flat out saying it? And she really hated her little black brother. Like, she really hated him. Every time she got a chance, she'd get to hit him or whatever. And they had that little fight or whatever. Her and my sister had that little fight or whatever. So fast forward, I'm on punishment, right? And my sister is outside. She playing by herself, because I'm on punishment. I can't go outside. So I don't even know what I was on punishment for. Some dumb shit, of course. But yeah, outside, all of a sudden, I hear all these people coming down the street, and I'm like, bro, what is that? They behind the house though, talking up to my sister like, what up? What you trying to do? And they all white. They acting on some real gangster is. Like, you're not even on that. They're talking about what up. So I'm on punishment. I'm like, Mom, all these people outside trying to get my sister. So she like, go outside and handle that. whatever. So when I go outside, everybody leave except controller. My controller, the one who had all the people come over there. I guess they thought they was finna jump my sister. Everybody leave except controller, this one boy, and his brother. So controller ended up leaving with all the rest of the people. And when controller ended up leaving with all the rest of the people, the boy and his brother ended up being outside. And they was like, we didn't really know what she was trying to have us come over here for. We didn't know who she was trying to have us fight. So I'm like, so you all just came over here and y'all was just gonna jump anybody? So they was like, no, it wasn't like that. So we ended up becoming friends with them. And I was cool with the older brother and the younger brother. But then the younger brother, like me and controller, we just weren't cool no more. Like I was just like, no, I ain't messing with her. She was just always on some other junk. So I was like, I'm cool on her. So by the time I got to 6th grade, I was not talking to her no more. But so controller had them people come over there. We ended up being cool with the brother and his sister. So the older brother and his younger brother. So then after that, it was like we was beefing with controller. We was beefing with controller again. And we was already beefing with her, but we still was just like, of course we live behind her house, so it was just like we still seen her. But we was beefing with her, and I was cool with the older brother. So turn around, come to find out, the younger brother in cahoots with controller, trying to have us, talking all this junk about us. Talking about, what did you, like, you cool with us, but you not cool with us, cause we treating controller a type of way. But she did all this to us. She calling us niggas and all this, so we can't not like her. So I'm like, okay, whatever. That's really the end for real. Cause I fought her like twice. I think I fought her 3 times, but I can't tell you the 3rd time I fought her because I don't really remember. Cause she ain't that important. I remember that because it was like she was really trying me, and you never would have thought somebody was that racist. But like, she got a black brother. Her brother is black. Like, how could you be that racist to somebody, especially your brother? I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is. That's what it is, and that's just what it's gonna be. But that's how me and controller, that was my first fight. That's how I ended up fighting controller. She didn't really fight me back, but it was a fight because we was arguing, and she was provoking me. That's what I can say. She would provoke me to do stuff that I knew I shouldn't have been doing, but it was just the principle. You're not about to sit up here and take my sister money. You're not finna sit up here and take my sister money and run in the house and thinking you finna do all this and all that. You not finna sit up here and keep putting the dirty ass bike on me after I kept repeatedly telling you to stop. And I will put my hands on somebody for that today, because if I ask you to stop and you don't stop, that means you want to get beat up. Because why would you keep putting your hands on me? Why would you keep putting stuff on me? Like, I had on some clean pants and you sitting up here a bike you was riding in the dirt and gonna keep putting it on my pants. I told you to stop. Why would you keep hitting me with the bike? I told you to stop, and I kept telling you to stop before I put my hands on you. You kept doing it. So you wanted me to put my hands on you. It was like she was a bully. But when I beat my bully up too many times for you to sit up here and keep bullying me, like I had to put my hands on you too many times. I had to keep putting my hands on you. Anyways, this is Vernaya. Welcome to my journey. You know, real niggas are from the bitty where shit gets sticky. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.